Hello everyone and welcome to Sunny Sims. Today we're going to be creating the founder for the upcoming Legacy Challenge series. So right now I've got a sim on the screen and I got really lucky. She was randomly generated and she is absolutely gorgeous already. I also randomly generated her traits, of which I changed out just one to be perfectionist. I try to give each sim 2 good traits and 1 trait that's a bit more murky in terms of whether it's objectively good or bad. So perfectionism can swing both ways. I also gave her an outdoorsy aspiration since famously the first generation is outside a lot. And I also just gave her likes for gardening and handiness. Yeah, so we can see over here now that her traits and her name is in. I chose Sutherland because I just thought it had a really nice ring to it, and I love alliterative names. She's got a bit of a superhero vibe to her. So right now I'm just playing around with how she looks, trying to give her a more realistic frame and make sure that she's well set up for her very outdoorsy life. And again, you can see already she's really pretty, and I really like her hair. You'll see I flip around to kind of see what the back looks like. I generally play with CC, just to make everyone look a bit more realistic. But unfortunately, I don't have any CC of that kind of backwards braid. So now I'm going into her face and just adjusting the proportions a bit more. Generally, I use the kind of golden ratio to try to determine exactly where their features should sit. And also with the Sims, what I like to do is make their heads a bit more narrow. Often their heads are very wide in comparison with their shoulders and with the rest of their frames. So what I like to do is just globally narrow the entire head. I've heard someone call it a hamburger head, and I think that's very accurate. So yeah, we've gone ahead and done that with her. We've changed her cheek a bit, and then with sim features, there's only so much you can change it from the original preset. So I went through and I was looking to give her a fairly normal job with a nice tie-in to the neck. Yeah, so here we're just checking her profile. I think it's really important that Sims look good from each side. Sometimes Sims look really nice and realistic from the front, and then you turn them to the side and there's not enough room for where their skull would be, in my opinion. So here we're looking through some of the eyebrow options. Generally, I love these eyebrows. I'd say they're actually my favorite because otherwise, some of the ones that are naturally quite arched, you end up adjusting the brow, the entire brow, and then in the next generation, Sims get these crazy eyebrows because they're already just so defined or kind of at different angles. I changed her eye color to gray because that is, well, it's my eye color, so that's just me being kind of self-indulgent, I suppose. But I actually think she was really pretty with the light brown eyes. I think maybe I should have stuck with those. Now we're into skin details, where I put my favorites on her. That Hayden satin finish is an all-time favorite of mine. There's so much different detail, and it really just smooths their features out. I like to do my Sims features before the CC, just so I know they look good, even if everything else is stripped away. I gave her the Kajiko 3D eyelashes, just to really make her eyes pop. Not that that's necessarily super realistic. And then scrolling down, I also gave her I just call it the sun damaged skin detail. It gives them some pores, a little bit of shine, and then a bit of redness to their cheeks, which just kind of imitates what actual humans look like. And then same with this little nose shine. I always think it's really cute, and again, just makes their skin look more like skin. Super helpful. And the Pixis face kit is amazing. It's in a few different places. It's in skin details and tattoos, and you just go through and you get so much control over really everything. It's amazing. So I play around with the nose a bit, but I end up actually giving her, I think, something for her eyes. And you can see here each color represents a different area that the face kit affects. There goes the train. Yeah, so here that kind of magenta color ends up being her under eye. And I have to say, I really liked the way that looked. I think, again, it just helps her eyes pop. The rest of her face is lovely as well, but I really wanted that to be the focus. Next, the God Eyes, the G11 Gopal's Knee. Again, played around with 2 different shades of gray and looking at some of the other more complex colors. They're so beautiful, but I wanted to keep it a bit more simple for her, so I went with kind of the blue-gray option in the end. and I'll get there in a couple seconds now. Man, she looks great with every eye color. Impressive. Next, these lips, the cobalt lips I use on, I think, everyone. They're great on all Sims because, again, it just gives them that lip shine that you would sort of expect in actual people. Then I go up and I give her Praline Eyeliner, and Praline is one of my favorite all-time creators. I don't think there's anything they can't do. A real asset to the Sims community for sure. Then we go into hair. So you guys, I probably should have cut out more of this footage because I do apologize that it gets a bit repetitive in a second here. I'm playing around with different hair colors for her because her skin is quite warm, but you can see I kind of gave her cool toned eyebrows. And originally I was like, oh, well, maybe we'll go with some cool toned brown hair. But then I see this and I really like it. And I really like the strawberry blonde in particular. I think it really goes with her personality. But that wasn't in my original vision, so I play around with it a bit more. We see her with a bunch of different hairstyles. And again, I wanted to give her sort of a laid back vibe. I really liked this hair, but I decided it was a bit too formal. And I liked this as well. Again, hair texture more like mine. This made her look like Barbie. You know, each had its strengths and weaknesses. But overall, each one was missing something or didn't quite have the color range I was looking for. Strawberry blonde is sort of a specific hair color. Love this bun. Almost went with this one. But again, I just wanted to give her something that was a bit more, I don't know, that had a bit more personality in it. And I used the standard bun in a lot of the townie Sims that I create. So thought about this one as well, but you'll see we'll scroll back up to the Anto hairs, and most of this hair is from Anto. I support him on Patreon. He's absolutely fabulous. And yeah, so we come back up to the more recent styles, and then we'll just end up kind of scrolling through a few, the Laura Croft, and then we get back to this again, which is, I'd say, pretty similar to what she had in the beginning. I'm not quite sure what those are called, if those would be Dutch braids. You know, never been great with hair myself, or with clothing, as we'll quickly see. So then I just look back at her overall frame and I decided to make it a bit more realistic, just bump up that cursor a bit, and I'm really pleased with how she ended up looking. Again, I don't normally put clothing on them until after her hair, makeup, and skin details are done, just because I want everything to be really cohesive with you know, the tones in their skin and their hair. I really wanted to put her in overalls / dungarees. That was important. And I thought this was just super cute. This is all Max's clothing, this being from Discovery University. And I just think, again, it's really realistic, and because she's going to be outside so much, I think it made a lot of sense to go with. I looked through shoes a bit. Again, I'm not great with fashion, and I was trying to give her something kind of like work boots, but a bit more casual. And I end up going with the eco lifestyle shoes, just because they look like something that you would wear every day and that would be really hardy and, you know, could be outdoorsy or around town sort of shoes. Yep, so we pop over into formal, and she is in this lovely bright red getup. Yeah, so again, overall I wanted her vibe not to be too formal, but because she is a perfectionist, both her formal and her party wear end up being fairly formal, I would say. Oh, I always forget if it's the left or the right that is for their likes rather than dislikes, so I made her like yellow, since that's going to be kind of her color going forward. So play around with a few of the cottage living dresses. I really liked that one too. And then I have a few CC dresses that she's about to try on. The first being this one that I really like. I often use this as wedding dresses, and I thought that was really pretty, and I almost went with it, but then I figured she'll probably be going to other people's events first, so rather than a wedding dress as her only formal, we went with the gold dress, which I think is very pretty. Contrast? What contrast? I realized we probably should have had some anchoring items in there, but again, guys, just not my strong suit with the old fashioned. So then we pop into athletic. I'm not sure if she'll be doing a ton of working out, but it's always nice to make sure everything's all set up. So I have some really nice CC like sports bras and athletic wear, so I gave her one of the Nike sports bras, and then rather than the Chanel tennis skirt, which you probably won't need in the woods, I went with just normal sweatpants. Nice and comfy, so it can kind of become another like around the house outfit, or if she's working outside in the garden, although you probably wouldn't want to do that in light beige. Anyway, so onto her sleepwear. Again, wanted to go with something that was really, really casual, really comfortable. It made a lot of sense for, you know, a sim who likes to be outside. And again, for a legacy sim, they spend so much of their time just, you know, grinding those skills and making sure that they have enough money to put food on the table. So I decided to go with that, just so she's running around, she's not flashing the neighbors. Wouldn't want to have to get the council involved. Yeah, so that is where we're at there. And now on to her party wear. Again, I really liked this dress. I thought it was really cool and suited her really well. But again, I decided it was like a little bit much to have a floor-length gown for your party outfit. So we end up going with something a bit simpler, which is coming right up. That is such a pretty swatch, I have to say. Really like that. Her shoes were CC as well. Fabulous. And then again, I go through a couple swimsuits before finding actually a Maxis, like I forget where it's from actually. I think it might be Base Game. A Base Game swimsuit that, yep, there it is. That is just so cute. And I think that swatch is really pretty too, with the gold and the black on the side. I would wear that in real life. Love a swimsuit that's like actually meant for swimming, you know? Great, so then with her hot weather wear, again, wanted to go for something casual but fun. And this particular top is by Darte77, again, another amazing CC creator who also does a lot of stuff for male sims, like male clothing, and it's so good. It's so realistic. We go through and look at this short in every single swatch. I actually like the green the best looking back, but we go with white after trying, once again, every single swatch. But you know, that's just how it is sometimes. And I wanted to go for something that didn't have the pattern, and I thought the white was kind of impractical, but at the end, that was all I could think to choose that would kind of match. But the dark looks good. You know, we might have to just go through all of her outfits again at some point, do a little wardrobe montage makeover type thing. Yeah, so that's the shoes, or the shorts we end up going with, and then she gets those classic Island Living sandals. I think they're so cute. I think they're, again, just so realistic. I feel like I've seen them in real life. Next, we go over and look at her cold weather outfit, which again, she'll be in quite a bit, so I thought I'd give her this fun cottage living cozy sweater. It just looks like it would actually be warm, although probably not the best for the rain and or snow. So again, we might jump back in once proper winter hits and set her up with a second outfit. And I wanted her to have some boots that were a bit more substantial, although I had some trouble finding things that I thought would actually like match. And I think we went with those. I may have changed the swatch one more time. Nope, that's it. So yeah, that ends up being how she looks. And I have to say, I'm really pleased with her. I think she just got like a very nice look about her overall. I cut out me adding the same makeup to basically every outfit, and we just jump back in at the end, because what I really like to do here is add in some cheek detail that has them kind of like a little bit sunburnt, like just a bit. You should absolutely always wear sunscreen when you are outside, but sometimes if you've been out for a while and you didn't bring it with you, because you should also reapply, this is what happens. So again, just to give her that kind of I exist in the real world type look. And same with here. Yeah, again, we pop those beautiful eyes on her, and that along with the lip gloss are two of the final moves that we go with for Sarah Sutherland, who's going to be our our next legacy founder. So excited to play with her, guys. So excited. Oh, next up, of course, we adjust her voice slightly. Always good to have. And then I pop her up on the gallery. Okay, if you like this video, feel free to subscribe for more. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next episode where we start Sarah's life in Henford-on-Bagley. So thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Okay, off we go.